Hey everyone, welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour. I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
And we are here today with our lovely guest, Litia. Welcome to Bachelor Happy Hour.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. I'm at work. I'm in my office. So that's why there's such a gorgeous tropical landscape behind me.
And what do you do?
I work at a venture capital firm in Salt Lake City. We invest in tech startup companies, so mostly software.
Nice.
Can you give us any good investments? Is that allowed?
We invest in the private markets. So unless you are an accredited investor, not really.
Okay.
Robinhood, really. That's what I do.
Okay.
Wait, you're in Salt Lake City. Are you all up in with the Mormon wives and the housewives and Hakeem?
I just finished it this weekend. I'm gobsmacked. I'm floored. I'm like eating up every single second of it. And they like just keep giving us more because they're all so online and they're all doing their press tour right now. So I'm like gobbling it up. I love it.
I know. I'm halfway
It's
through
so
the season.
entertaining.
It is. It's really good. It's really
That
good.
is the best show. Oh my gosh.
I went to Park City in March for like 2 nights for a brand trip. And it's beautiful. Like I'm dying to go back, but I really wanted to go to Swig, which for those listening is like their
You have
iconic
to come.
soda shops. And I didn't make it. I didn't have time. But I have
next
to go
time.
back. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what those are?
Yeah, like soda that they make soda, right?
We put more
Totally.
sugar in it.
More sugar, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like natural sugar, right? Sugar cane, or is it?
They have
Garbage.
like fun flavors.
It's
and
Red
you like
40.
mix it
Yeah.
and you do
No,
pumps of stuff. It's like making like a mocktail but with only like soda and you add coconut cream
Yeah.
and it's like all this cool stuff.
Well, because if you're Mormon, you're not supposed to drink alcohol, correct? Alcohol and
Correct.
no caffeine either, right?
Mm-hmm. Anything that can be addictive, we're supposed to stay away from. So it's like even like lifestyle, like gambling or like,
Mhm.
anything that is habit forming and kind of inhibits your freedom to choose and like your, agency, we're encouraged to stay away from. I have for sure dabbled in some of the, things we're not supposed to. I have caffeine. I have my up times every morning, but I try to, do my best. I think it's not even a religious thing as much as it's like a well-being thing. Like, I don't think that
Yeah.
anyone can argue that. I don't think there's any religion that encourages drinking copious amounts of alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of self-care, looking after yourself. There's science that backs it up. So
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so much now that's coming. I feel like especially like the younger generation is drinking so much less because there's just so much more on social media that we're exposed to that's showing that like drinking is like even like 2 drinks a week will mess up your sleep.
Yeah, well, I have the Aura Ring now and just seeing if I have like 2 glasses of wine,
The
even if it's at
difference?
like
Yeah.
5-6 p.m., the amount of time it takes for my heart rate to drop to its lowest point, which is what you want when you're sleeping. Like you want that to happen in the first half of your sleep. And if you have like 2 drinks, it usually doesn't happen until like 6 a.m. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Because I feel like I'll be like, oh, I'm stressed. Like I'm going to have a glass of wine, try to like relax. But it's not actually helping. I don't know. The science, there's just so much more science now than there ever has been, I feel like, around alcohol.
Oh, totally. And those glucose monitors, I want to do one of those this summer.
What are
But
those?
it's like, I think they're similar to what people with diabetes wear that monitor your glucose and just see
Yeah.
what foods your blood sugar spikes to and like how long it takes your body to kind of regulate your glucose levels.
That's so interesting.
mhm.
Oh,
I'm
I
scared
can't-
because
I can't-
after you learn that info, then you have to eat, then you're like conscious of it.
and
Yeah,
you can't go
but
back.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like I have a friend who her doctor was like, you might be gluten intolerant. Like you might have an issue with gluten. She's like, I won't be getting tested for that. Like I don't want to know.
I'll take the tummy aches.
Yeah. She's like, I'll just suffer if that's the
Mhm.
case.
Well, I never eat like sub sandwiches anymore because I don't want to ever eat lunch meat anymore.
I know. You're a
It's
little
a shame.
extreme sometimes. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's hard once you learn the information to forget it and look past it sometimes
I
when
know.
you know something's
Mhm.
not good for you that you've like thought is good for you.
Totally.
All right, should we talk about some Bachelor stuff?
We
Latia,
should.
how did you had a great time, lovely ending to the season. No, how
Mhm.
did you get
No
on the
bumps.
show? No.
So I had a friend. I don't know if you guys know Kiki.
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
worked on the show. She was a handler.
Yes, I
So
love
we know
her
her.
so
roommates with her in
much.
college. Yeah, I
No
love her. She's
way.
the
That's
best.
crazy. She was a handler on my season of The Bachelor and then also
Okay.
when we were on Paradise.
Okay. Yeah, she's the best. So I was roommates with her in college. When she was working on The Bachelor, she was like, "You got to do it. Like you would, you know." And at the time, I was dating someone or I was scared, and so just last summer, I was talking to her, and she was like, "I mean, you should still do it. Like you should try." Because I was complaining about dating, and so I was like, "Okay, we'll just send it, see how it goes."
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then that was that.
Yeah, they were like at the end of the casting process. I think it was like later in the summer, and so I feel lucky because I don't have to wait. Like I think some people applied in like February, and it's like a long waiting game. And then you guys know, like you don't know that you're going until you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
was
was-
in the same boat as you. I literally applied and was cast like a month later and then was like flying out, which was kind of a blessing.
yeah, exactly.
What did you think when Grant was announced? Was he your type?
Yeah, I love like tall, goofy bros, like tall, goofy, sporty bros. That's my type.
Well, you think Grant gives off goofy?
A little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I
interesting.
think so.
He comes across very serious to me.
When he comes on the podcast, he's definitely more serious, but I feel like he's in like Bachelor PR mode.
Okay.
I feel
Totally.
like he's
Okay.
not giving off that like playful side. He's like more cautious of what he says.
See,
he's not
I
really
think
cracking
he's, like,
jokes.
Goofy. I don't even mean goofy like he's like funny with his jokes. I mean like he's just kind of like goofy, like his feet are too big, or like he's just kind of like harmless, I guess. Like non-threatening is like the
Okay,
word
yeah,
that I would
like
use. He's
teddy
just
bear
kind of-
vibes.
yeah. Like just like approachable and like a normal guy. Like he's not trying to like
Right. He
I
doesn't.
don't
See,
know.
I
he's
don't-
like uptight and
I
like
don't
serious.
get that. Like I think
I know what you're
I think
saying.
I'm goofy.
Yeah, but you're a
Like-
different kind of goofy.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I think like Grant just doesn't give me that, but I don't know him that
But
well.
like if I'm at a bar and I'm looking at Grant and I'm looking at you, as a woman, there's a different approachableness. There's a different energy that's being put out there. I don't know.
and when you're
Maybe this
around
is a girl
him too,
thing.
I don't know if this really came through, but like we would be walking somewhere and we would have to like stop and like this is what we're doing today, or you know, that kind of stuff. He would blow past his mark every time and just kind of like shut, like, and I would have to like, I'm like, where are we supposed to stop? Like, okay, and then I would just do it so we don't have to do it a bunch of times, or like
Yeah.
during my
he's a little
hometown we like have
spacey.
to like move him. Right, exactly. Yeah, just like kind of, so I don't know if goofy is the right word, but just kind of like,
Airheadish.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Okay.
What was your dating life like before you went on The Bachelor? What was your relationship history?
I had a couple long-term relationships. I am a relationship girl, so I hate dating. I don't like meeting people like in a dating sense. Just it's a lot of pressure and anxiety, and it takes me like a long time to really like be interested in someone, and so I'm typically a slow burn type of a girl. Not on
Yeah.
the show, but that's like
Okay.
how I am typically.
Okay. So you kind of like, you like to invest in one person. If you think it's going to go somewhere, really like focus on that relationship.
Mhm. Be friends first and like get to know each other's friends and spend
Yeah.
time together, getting to know each other.
So like most of us, you kind of like step out of your comfort zone and you go on this dating show. What were your biggest reservations before going on? Or did you have any?
I mean, probably all the usual suspects, like getting canceled or looking stupid, that I was going to cry, or like I would have to be in a dramatic situation and, you know, put in an unflattering light. Like, I think just being observed I was just scared of that. Cause, you know,
Mhm.
I watch reality shows. I see the comment sections, and, you know, people are harsh, and you don't really have control over other people, obviously, but then also, you know, how it's portrayed. And even that is different than how people perceive it, you know? So I think that was a new thing, like specifically on TikTok this season. It's been a lot of people like commentating of like, this is what producers want us to think, but I know that this is what was really going on and stuff. And it's like, you're wrong. Like, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
Like, how could you?
Right.
Like, you were never a producer on the show. You never
Also
were on
even
the
if
show.
you were a producer on the show last season, you weren't there. Like, you weren't there.
Right.
You don't know what was going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they're condensing like everything that happened, you know, hundreds of hours of footage into like 2 hours every, like, there's just no way that
sometimes
anyone
you'll see
could possibly know.
speculation where you're like, oh, that's actually kind
I
of
was
close.
there and I don't know everything that happened.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Just fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a planner. I like knowing how things are going to turn out, and I can, you know, typically anticipate how things are generally going to go. And so that was definitely a leap of faith.
Did you watch the show before you went on it?
Yeah. Oh, I had seen seasons before. I wasn't like a religious watcher. If I liked the lead or liked any of the contestants particularly, like I would always, you know, the first episode is so fun to watch, just like what everyone wears in their entrances and kind of get a sense of everything. And I'm invested and I keep watching, but I dabbled a little bit before.
Yeah.
What was your favorite parts, or what were you pleasantly surprised about once you got on the show, the experience and like going through it?
I think the girls, I hit it off with almost everyone on night one. And I feel like I got closer to a lot of the girls pretty early on. And so, and they're who you spend most of your time with. So it was like, if I didn't feel close to them, or if I didn't have them to kind of like rely on and commiserate a little bit with, I don't know that I could have done it. I feel like we really lucked out. I really lucked out. I really liked everyone.
Who are you closest with, would you say?
I'm probably closest with Dina, Serafina, Alex, and Natalie.
Oh, yeah. We saw you, Dina, and Serafina were in Chicago together, right?
Oh, yeah. With Teresa, we went like right after AFR, I think.
Yeah. So
yeah,
fun.
it seems like forever ago now, but that was so fun. Yeah. Oh, that was the best. Chicago was so fun. I love it there.
That's where I'm from.
It's a good city. Yeah. His hometown.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. My cousin's actually friends with Dina.
That's right. I listened to her episode and I heard you guys put that together. Yeah.
Yeah. So what has, so like everybody listening to this definitely watched your finale and knows what happened. What's been going on post show? Have you stepped back in the dating world at all?
A little bit, not a ton. I've been traveling a bunch and I feel like I'm up against my same issues that I had before coming of just meeting people. It's tough, you know?
Mm-hmm. Are you someone that would be open to moving for love, or are you really hoping to find someone in Salt Lake City, or would be willing to move to Salt Lake City?
Yeah, I'm definitely open to moving. I think especially early on in our relationship, I talked about that with Grant too. I think it's like very helpful for like a relationship or like a marriage to be kind of a satellite and kind of, you don't have like, it's not lopsided in terms of support, I guess, that you just have each other to rely on. It like brings you closer. That's what my parents had. My dad was in the Air Force and it brought us closer as a family too. So I think eventually I'd always want to have like a home base in Utah, for which, if that's my, you know, family's house or whatever that we always are coming and visiting, that's great. I love Utah. It's amazing. And I have a good network of support here, but I'm definitely open to moving.
Are you
For
and
sure.
Grant on good terms now, or is it just like kind of a relationship that's non-existent at this
Yeah.
point?
Where do you stand with Grant and Juliana today?
Yeah, I don't have a relationship with Grant. I don't. I think we kind of hashed it all out. I don't think there's anything else to really chat about. But Like I'm on good terms with him. Like I don't have any ill will. Like I, want him to be happy, wish him the best. And yeah, same with Juliana.
Mm-hmm. Has anything that they've said since the show ended surprised you?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like, where do I begin?
Yeah, but that's fair, on their part. And I think I never said anything intentionally with like ill will towards either of them. I just was sharing my experience. And they can share their experience. I don't think it has been surprising. I think just mostly because it's only been publicly, like there was never any attempt to kind of like clear the air privately, but that was just like a good indicator, to me of what our friendship meant, which is totally fine.
Yeah. I think it's always like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's something that people should do is like talk privately before airing everything out publicly, but everybody moves differently.
I think too, like, you can't control the questions that you're asked. And I think a lot of the surprising things came as a response to a question.
Sure.
And I do want to give them a little bit of grace because it's their first time navigating it. And, you don't always know the effect or the impact that your words will have on a group of people until, you're in the middle of it. And so I definitely regret anything that I said or did that fueled negativity towards anyone. Because I think that was never my intention. And it's hard. It's a blurry line, I think. Now I'm learning this. It's a blurry line between sharing your experience and then kind of you have to filter it a little bit because there are people who will take your words and use it as fuel to like spread hate against someone,
Yeah, that's a good point because like even like thinking back to like when I got off the show and like you do these podcasts and these interviews and you're so new to it and you're also nervous. Like I remember going into so many interviews just being nervous and like almost like half blacking out where I could literally have said anything. And my intentions were never to hurt anyone, but it's just like
or like something said with like snark or sarcasm and like that ends up getting taken out of context is always possible too. But speaking of, saying things that end up blowing up, did you expect your breakup? I mean, your like tone switch and everything and the come on now. Like I have friends that like didn't even watch the season that are like out here like quoting you. And I'm like, you don't watch the show. They're like, yeah, no, it's all over my TikTok. It's like iconic.
It's so bizarre. I don't remember saying it. Like I remember talking to producers after the show, after we had stopped filming. It was probably like a month after filming. And they called me and were just talking to me. And like they were obviously in the minutia of like editing the finale and all of that. Mm-hmm. And they kept saying it to me. And I was like, what are they talking about? They're like, that's such a Litia thing that you could say that. And I'm like, I don't remember ever saying that. Like, I don't remember. But I think as far as the tone switch up, that was like something that I did not expect because anyone that knows me very well was not surprised at all by my reaction. Like everyone was like, yeah, that's how that was going to go. Like, if she is faced with, that situation and like those circumstances, like that's exactly how that was going to go. No one was surprised that knows me.
Yeah. I guess that just speaks to like, we watch reality TV and you really only get to see such a small part of people because like had that breakup not happened, like no one would have access to like seeing that side of you. And like,
totally,
it's just that reminder that like you're really only seeing how people respond to the situations that they're put in. And if they're not put in certain situations, you're not going to see those sides of them.
You're only seeing like, I mean, imagine you're on a first date with someone. Like for a lot of the season, that's about as much time as you have spent with him, And so you want to put your best foot forward, but you also want to be intentional and make the most of your time. And I think like I mean, to be honest, like at the beginning, it really is just like rainbows and butterflies because you're so, like you said, like you black out a little bit from like the cameras and the lights and the situation and making them like the, you know, the pressure, but, and just getting to know that person and also putting your best foot forward and worrying about being observed. There's like all those things that go into it. And so that's, yeah, that's a lot of it, I think was. And then of course I had feelings. And so, you know, and I felt so much like compassion for him and like the things that he opened up about. And so it definitely brought out like a very soft, like nurturing side of me because of like the nature of the conversations that we were having.
Do you have any regrets from your time on the show?
No.
That's good.
That's good.
Was was Paradise an easy or a hard no for you? Because a lot of people definitely wanted to see more of you and wanted to see you, I'm assuming, have a successful love story. What was that decision like?
I want to see it too. I'm right there with them. But I think given the timing of it, I didn't know. Honestly, like the way that everything happened after everything aired is really what was the most off-putting thing for me. Was like, I can come into this and have good intentions and I can do my best and be vulnerable and open up and all the rest of it. And I can, you know, get tricked. And then the other part of it is, I think the most hurtful part for me about all of it was the stuff that was said afterwards. And that was very fresh in my mind when we were talking about Paradise. And so I was just like, I'm still getting like, you know, hateful messages because of the things that have been said. And so I just wasn't really like eager or anxious to get back in. And there were people that got so much more than I did. And I feel very blessed because I have felt very supported. But I think just at that time, there was a spike in like negative comments. And I was like, you know, experiencing it for the first time. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to, you know, sign back up for this again. And I didn't know how open I would be able to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
So
yeah, I think that's like, you know, and that's something I have like you know, friends and relatives that'd be like, oh, I want to go on the show. And I'm like, well, there is a part of you that has to be okay. Like you are going to, like, it doesn't like you, so many people loved you. I would say 98% of the people that watch the show loved you, but there's that 2% that you are going to get hate from. And it's going to be hard to read. Like it's tough. Never really, I think everybody experiences something in their life, but like not really knowing, like never getting online hate. And then all of a sudden you're like
flooded with
what did this person just say about me? Like, what is this really happening right now? So yeah, it's tough. So I get it for sure.
I feel like timing's everything. And I feel like it's, you know, Paradise is always so enticing and tempting and it can be such an amazing time, but
I definitely have FOMO. Like I want to know the tea and I like want to, I miss, you know, my friends and all of that, but like, that's not why you go to Paradise, you know, to hang out with your friends and to know the tea. It's, you know, you need to be more intentional. And
you'd be surprised there. I would say that's why about 75% of the people down there are there.
Well, it's good that you're being intentional and maybe next year.
It's like, I don't want to go through that either. Like trying to figure out who's here to be on TV again and who's here to meet me and all the rest of it. And so.
Are there any of your friends that you're hoping like, ooh, I could see her with this guy, or any predictions?
I think it's hard because I just know online personas of all the guys, right? I've never met any of them, but Andrew seems really funny and fun, like a good time. And so, not to like pit my friends against each other, but Alex and Bailey specifically, I think would both be like, I would love to see their dynamic with Andrew because it'd be like funny and fun to watch because they're both just like silly, goofy. And I think that's what I've seen from him. So I'm like, I hope that.
Yeah, I actually, we've heard Alex Alex's name thrown out, but Bailey and Andrew, I think that's a fun prediction.
Yeah. You've made some friendships through people in Bachelor Nation, like Katie, who was on your season, and Charity.
Well, Katie, who came down and did
Not
a
on
cameo.
your, well, yeah.
Who did my chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your chat. Katie Bigger.
Have you been hanging out with them lately?
I haven't lately. I talk to them pretty frequently. Like, I talk to probably Katie and Charity the most, Ariel, Mercedes, all of them, Jess, Gabby, they're all great. Like we have some group chats that pop up every once in a while, but Bachelor is good at casting solid girls. I will say that. Pretty much all of them that I've met, I love and want to be friends with genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel really lucky. That's like such a huge win that I was not expecting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just the men that are brutal.
Not all of them.
Have you? We saw you hung out with Kendall Jenner at Coachella. How'd that happen?
Oh my gosh, that was so random. How did that happen? She watches the show. She watches Bachelor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big Bachelor fans. All the Kardashians.
And so I got invited to, like, her brand did a party at Coachella, and I got invited, and so did Alex. And so we were like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna go. This is so cool. We got invited, you know?
Yeah,
and then
definitely. 818 tequila, right?
818, yep.
Yeah.
And then when we were like, I think we were just like standing there, and Kendall came up to us and was like, oh my gosh. And that was the most surreal thing. Totally. I was like,
wild.
This is a dream. This is not real. But yeah, she, like, you know, had just watched the finale, and that was insane. And like, Haley was there, and she had watched, and that was so surreal. But it was also at the time when there was this spike in negativity. It was like when everyone was doing podcasts. And so I got to ask them about, like, I was like, how do you guys deal with this? This is like insane. And they gave me great advice, and that was surreal. And they are the, like, nicest, most normal people. I can't fathom. It didn't feel real because they were so normal. Like, I felt like they were just like a girl that I met. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you share the advice they gave you, or no?
Oh yeah. It's funny. They both said it separately. Like, it was in different conversations, but they both said, don't look at it. But obviously we still see it, but don't look at it. So it's just like,
that's usually our advice too.
Yeah.
Don't look, don't go, don't, like, it's going to cross your desk, and like, but don't go searching it out, because you will always find something you don't want to see.
And I think another one is just like, as much as you can, don't engage with it. Like, because it just kind of like fans the flames and like breathes new life into it. And so obviously when it grows legs of its own, and it, like, there's a point where it needs to be addressed. But I think, like, as much as you can, don't look at it and try not to engage with it.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that's great advice.
So you're moved on, living your life. You don't go to Paradise. You said you've been dating a little bit. What has that been like?
A lot, like, you know, it's just lots
Any
of frogs.
DMs? Any hotties
Horrible?
in the DMs?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, some.
What does a DM look like?
What do you mean? Like, what are people messaging
What's
her?
a guy? What?
Oh my gosh.
When are you engaging in that conversation?
When it's funny.
Okay.
When it's clever. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can tell they've given a little, like, thought to it. It's not just like, hey.
Yeah. There was one, my favorite one was like, I heard that you're into immature guys. So
that's fun.
I'm shooting my shot. That was funny. Another one, like, knew my Taco Bell order from a Instagram story that I had posted, and he, like, sent it to me, and like a few months later after it, and I was like,
yeah,
he's paying
okay,
attention.
so something
that was so
personalized.
Nice. Yeah,
I like that.
That could also come across
creepy,
a little stalkerish. But we just finished you.
Well, there's a line, you know.
We just finished you.
We just watched,
okay.
yeah.
So
And it was like, intense.
To me, the stalkerish is like when it's incessant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if there's like multiple messages.
That's
Like if it's like
exactly.
they keep going. Yeah. I guess I'm
Mhm.
just repeating what you said, but
Yeah. Don't do
No,
that.
and
Notice I do
like-
that on this podcast where I'll just like repeat something he said or like repeat something someone else said and like reword it. So that's my homework to not do that.
And by the way, like that only goes for men. Like I love it when I hear from
the
chicks.
girls.
Like those are my girls. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm sorry I didn't see your other messages. Like, let's chat. That's
yeah. It's not the
typically
same
how I
and
feel.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then going into the summer, any trips planned? Anything upcoming?
Yeah, what's next?
I'm going to Europe in August and September. So I think that's probably when I'll end up going.
Nice. Where
But
you going?
I don't have it. I think I'm gonna go to Croatia.
Okay.
So exciting. I've always wanted
Never
to go
been.
there. My sister
know,
went
I'm
and
so
said it was like
excited.
incredible.
That's
But
what I've heard.
I think it's fully shut down in August. So keep that in mind.
What do you mean it's fully shut
I
down?
think they like close.
Well, it's like that's all Europe.
That's
they
like
go,
peak season, I thought.
Yeah, no, like
Maybe
Europe,
I'm-
like it's definitely no. I think
No?
that's incorrect information. I don't think
I could
Croatia
see
shuts
like
down.
October, like a shoulder season
Yeah.
when it's not like coastal for sure. I bet is shut
Yeah,
down.
that
in.
doesn't like. Why would they shut down? I could be super wrong, and I hope I am for your
Surge.
travel plans.
You're dealing with surge pricing
You're
in
dealing with
August.
surge pricing. Yeah.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, Litia, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming on. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to Bachelor Happy Hour. Make sure you download and subscribe to the podcast.
Thank you so much for listening. We will have more exclusive interviews coming your way. Bye.